Hey, what's up, everybody? This is going to be a review of WWE Extreme Rules 2012. From Chicago, this was another great Chicago crowd. I would definitely say this was the pay-per-view of the year so far. Definitely a better show from top to bottom than WrestleMania. I definitely think that. I thought the big three money matches definitely uh, lived up to expectations, and some of them even surpassed expectations. So let's go with Randy Orton versus Kane. This is a Falls Count Anywhere match. This was solid. I would definitely say a little bit better than the WrestleMania match. We got some crappy brawling. It wasn't bad, but just a lot of wasted motion brawling backstage. I'm just not a fan of that type of stuff. But once they did get back to the ring, it was okay. Randy actually hit a DDT off the table. That was cool. Kane actually hit a choke slam. Randy kicked out for a nice near fall, and then Randy actually hit him with the RKO on a steel chair. So a pretty acceptable opener. Not something you really want to go back and watch again, but it was okay. It looks like Randy Orton's going to be taking out Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, so they're going to be building up Randy Orton. So hopefully they can use Orton on the mic a little bit more. And hopefully he just gets some of that charisma back. Because I think Randy Orton used to have a lot of charisma, but he just doesn't get to show it anymore. Maybe they just don't have the confidence in him. I'm not really sure what the problem is. All right, next up we had the Funkasaurus, Brodus Clay taking on Dolph Ziggler. And this was a lot of fun. The fans really tried to send the message that Ziggler deserves a lot better than this, so they were really hot for Dolph Ziggler. Brodus Clay, he brings he really lightens up the undercard in a nice way, I would say. But this was what it was. It was a fun match. I thought it was kind of an extended squash. Next up, we had Cody Rhodes taking on the Big Show, a tables match for the Intercontinental Championship. This was good. This really got the right amount of time. Didn't drag at all. Cody was extremely over here. Big Show got a lot of heat. Cody pulled off a sick move. He actually did a springboard on the table. The table was set up by the turnbuckle. He actually springboarded off the table and insecurity Big Show right in the head. That was really, really sweet. And then he actually kicked Big Show right into the table, and Big Show's foot went foot first into the table. So it wasn't like Cody body slammed him into the table. So that would have been unrealistic. But yeah, just a pretty creative finish. Big Show still looks strong, and then Cody wins back the IC title. So good stuff. And Big Show snapped after the match and got a lot of heat. And looked like Cody Rhodes actually hurt his shoulder, but I think he's okay from that pretty vicious table shot. All right, from there, we have Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. This is the rematch from WrestleMania. This is I've been waiting to see this match for a whole month after we got screwed out of the WrestleMania match, and this was awesome. It definitely delivered. One of the best storytelling and most dramatic matches of the year. I would say Sheamus's and Daniel Bryan's best match in WWE so far. Really, Sheamus got a lot of heat tonight, even though they tried to get Danielson to crap on the Chicago fans, but it didn't really work. Um, Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, really, that first fall, they took their time. The crowd was great. Even though it was very, very methodical, the crowd was still with them every step of the way. Lots of yes chants, lots of heat for Sheamus. Sheamus busted out a Texas Cloverleaf. Danielson fought off, got to the ropes. So they just experimented with a lot of different stuff. And really, they even reacted to Danielson's I've got to 5. He didn't do it, but it looked like he was going to do it. Some of the fans reacted to it. So that was pretty cool. Um, yeah, the match really picks up when Sheamus hurts his shoulder. He actually gets nailed right into the steel post. Starts selling his shoulder. Great selling from Sheamus. I was actually a big fan of the selling from Sheamus. And Daniel Bryan was relentless. He actually got disqualified, sacrificed the first fall, and targeted Sheamus's shoulder. Went right into the label lock. Sheamus actually passed out from the label lock. So really, really good drama there. They really teased Sheamus tapping out for about maybe 2 minutes. So they really dragged that out. And but yeah, just awesome stuff. Sheamus with the playing possum right into the road kick. Danielson kicked out. We got some more great back and forth action. I mean, even though Daniel Bryan lost the match, he did look strong. He definitely came off as the smarter wrestler. Um, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go from here. I would definitely say that you need to keep Sheamus and Daniel Bryan separated if they're trying to make Sheamus the top babyface of SmackDown. It looks like he's going to be the guy that's going to be promoted for all the house shows. So, it is what it is. Hopefully Daniel Bryan will move on to Monday Night Raw, and maybe he'll do some stuff on Raw now. So we'll see what happens after that. All right, next up we have CM Punk versus Chris Jericho Chicago Street Fight. This is awesome. This is pretty much just as good as their WrestleMania match, maybe even better. Punk was wearing his old Ring of Honor hardcore, street attire for this match, and so was Jericho. I believe he was wearing jeans as well. Just really really awesome stuff. It was very very got a lot of time actually. Didn't feel rushed at all. Um, Punk's sister was at ringside. As you guys know, Jericho talked trash about how Punk's sister was a former drug addict. So Punk's sister actually smacked Jericho right in the head. Looked like Jericho was going to pull around Artest, made a world peace and jump over into the stands. But Punk saw it coming, and then it just got really, really intense from there. You got some table spots, you got some crazy stuff with the Singapore Kane. You got Jericho hitting the code breaker multiple times, Punk kicking out. Just really, really awesome drama. Punk actually did the elbow drop through the announce table. It looked like he actually slipped at first. He looked like he was stumbling, but he actually did hit it. So, yeah, just really, really dramatic stuff. My favorite part of the match was when Jericho actually fought off the Anaconda Vice and picked up the Singapore Cane to hit Punk with it. That was great stuff. And then, this is probably the finish of the year. Just a beautiful finish. I guess Jericho actually positioned Punk for the go to sleep, and he says best in the world. And then Punk actually counters that into the walls of Jericho. Doesn't do the walls of Jericho, just reverses it into a slingshot, and then from there he actually puts Jericho in the go to sleep to get the win. Amazing finish, amazing match. I'll give it about 4.25, maybe 4.5. But only complaint with the match was the crowd really wasn't as hot for Punk as they were at Money in the Bank. Not nearly as close. Jericho did get a lot of heat though. This is probably the most heat Jericho got since his HBK feud. So just A+ effort from both guys. This feud has been great. The matches have been awesome so far. So hopefully the feud continues. I'd like to see them have at least one more match. Maybe they could go back to just having a straight up one-on-one wrestling match. So we'll see what happens from there. Next up, we had the main event. We have Brock Lesnar, the return of the next big thing, taking on John Cena. This main event was great. After the Punk and Jericho match, I was like, well, yeah, there's no way Brock and Cena's going to be able to follow it. I don't really think it's going to live up to expectations. But it blew it away. And a breath of fresh air, too. It felt different than any other main event we've seen on the indies or in mainstream wrestling in a very, very long time. There was a lot of complaints about the Angle Joe lockdown match from 2008, about how they incorporated MMA into the match. Well, I think this is the type of match where I think everyone would have been satisfied with what they did. Obviously, Brock took an MMA approach, tried to ground Cena, really went after him, hit him with the elbow. Cena got busted open, was bleeding like crazy. They had to stop the match a couple times to limit Cena's blood loss. Just great intensity from Brock. It wasn't, I was worried that he was just going to go full MMA here and not really experiment and, do clotheslines or German suplexes. But he did do that. When the time called for it, Brock busted out the moves that we all remember him doing. He just has, Brock looked like a star tonight. The guy looked like a beast. He looked like an animal. There's just something about this guy that we just haven't seen. With that, the only other guy that he reminds me of is, who from Rocky IV. So, just every time Brock had the, every time it looked like Cena was going to come back and build some momentum, Brock would just shut him off and throw him into the ring post or just totally kill Cena's momentum. But great intensity from Cena. There was one point in the match where it looked like Brock might have tore his ACL. Looked like there was a little bit too much adrenaline. He actually clotheslined Cena over the top rope. It looked like he just landed very, very awkwardly. So I hope he's okay. But surprisingly, Cena did go over. He actually F5'd Brock on the steel steps to get the win. Very, very surprising. Maybe Brock wanted to do WWE favor, for the way he left, kind of make up for how he left so abruptly back in 2004. Maybe that was it. Cena's going to be taking some time off apparently. That kind of surprised me. Hopefully it's not too much, because I do think the WWE is better with Cena involved in it. He's a great performer. I thought him and Brock put on arguably the match of the year so far for the WWE. I thought this was that good. I definitely think Brock and Cena was probably the match of the night, surprisingly. And just a great show all the way around. Really had no complaints about the show at all. Was it better than Money in the Bank? No, not quite, but it was pretty damn close. Just want to end the video by saying this. Derrick Rose Get well soon, man. That just sucks what happened to him. You know, he had such a great game, and for him to go down the way he did, definitely sucks. He's definitely probably my favorite player, probably second favorite player in the league. I just love the guy. He's just a great role model and an awesome player. So, yeah, man, it definitely put a bad taste in my mouth tomorrow. For the first day of the playoffs was not a good day, especially with Shumpert getting injured for the Knicks. The Knicks are dead now, and they're not going to be able to cover Wade. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Extreme Rules, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. And hopefully I didn't look too intimidating. I know Big Rat got some questions about I look too intimidating in front of the camera. So we'll see what happens. All right, take it easy, guys.